Sup everybody, it's your boy J-Rocks up in here. About to hit you with another graphic novel, huh? You know how we do. Crack open a beer really fast. Yeah, I'm cracking open a Corona. I haven't drank one of these in a minute. It's not really my thing. But when I throw a lime up in here, top secret, I'm sure nobody knows this. But you throw a lime up in there, it changes the flavor a little, then it doesn't taste as bad. Alright, hey, these two first books, I was kind of a little bamboozled by them. They weren't exactly what I thought they were. This is Grimm Fairy Tales, Tales from Oz. It's the cover to volume 1. There's a cover to volume 2. Now I'm not exactly sure how this works. As you can see, they're kind of on the thinner side. Now, with the original Grimm Fairy Tales, you collect the first 8 of these and it makes an omnibus volume 1. First 8 or 9 trades. I thought it was this, but this Tales of Oz, so it's not the same thing. It's not the ongoing. It's little one-shots from each character. The Lion, the Tin Man, so forth. Now, so that's where it caught me off guard. I thought it was the ongoing, so I was like, I'll just keep buying the rest of the volumes. If you're familiar with Grimm Fairy Tales, what they are is, they're kind of like the original Grimm Fairy Tales. It's a retelling of Snow White. So Snow White, the 7 dwarves, all that whole story is basically that story, but it's set in like a fantasy world where Snow White has a sword and she's with sorcerers and stuff like that. They give it a twist, if you will. So it's kind of fantasy and also, like, I guess you could say sort of horror. Has a horror fantasy type of vibe to it. Kind of what you would expect from your Conan books. I don't think it's as good as Conan, obviously, but it's that type of feel. And this one, Oz, starts with Dorothy, and same thing. It's kind of a fantasy type of thing going on. Well, then you have your Alice in Wonderland. That's definitely more horror than it is horror suspense than it is anything else. These other ones are more fantasy based, like Lord of the Rings. So yeah, these are one shots of the characters, which kind of sucks. I thought it was the actual ongoing. Oh well, maybe once Oz gets further along, or I don't know if it's already finished off, maybe they come out with omnibuses as well. If they do, I'll definitely buy them instead of these thin trades. But yeah, let's get in a little bit into the interiors of this. All right, so you already saw the cover right here. I was flipping to this page now. Oh man, look at this. This is a great cover right here. That cover is amazing. Like, this artist, who did this? This fool got down. Writer Jeff Macy, artwork Vincent Federich. That's a great cover. But because of what she's wearing and stuff, that can be, she got her swords here and stuff. That could be a little misleading, and some people can get turned off by these books because they see that it looks looks a little cheesecake, and it's like, nah, that's not for me. But it's misleading of what the stories are actually about. It's just the costumes they give them. Just like if you see X-Men or you see other characters, they're dressed Psylocke, Elektra, they're dressed just like that. If those were new characters now, you look at them and be like, oh, I don't want to read it. To me, I'm not as easily offended as other people, so this will not offend me. It will not change my opinion of how the stories are. Now here, the interior art, this is not as great in my opinion. A lot of these artists, they never work for the big two or anything. It's where they start off, so it's not as good as the art you're gonna get on DC or Image. Honestly, a lot of Marvel's art, it's not the greatest either. Current Marvel. Yeah, but here you see the wolves fighting this knight. So you see very fantasy, Lord of the Rings, knights and sorcerers and so forth. so you get a vague idea of how the stories really are. You know, like I said, don't let those covers fool you. You know, give them a read. Some of these stories are actually pretty good. I wouldn't say don't get it just because of the cover. I mean, look, how is this different from a cover with White Queen? And I'm not one of those guys either that you know, because stop giving Wonder Woman a skirt. Put some pants on her already. We tried that before. Remember, we gave her shorts and nobody liked it. I think she's perfectly fine with a skirt. Now, White Queen, she used to be in those underwear, kind of like undergarment, lingerie type thing, and that was a little too much. She needed to have pants on or something different. That was a little too far the other way. I mean, it didn't offend me, but I could see why that was a valid complaint in my opinion. Anyways, all right. This next book is Ninja Turtles. It's based on the new animated adventures. It says. So it's the new Nickelodeon stuff for the newer generation. I seen some of the episodes. They're cool. I like them. I would even say they might be better than the old original ones from back in the days, from back in my era. I like what they're doing with these. They have these omnibuses. They're about, I think, 12 issues. Little chunky books. They're not the size of your regular trade paperback. As you can see, they're a little shorter, which is fine. I'm not really a fan of that art style. It's not my thing. Looks a little more kiddie, but I haven't read these, so I can't say if they're too kiddie or not. If they're like the cartoon, that's just fine. It's great for me. It's fine. I've seen a few episodes. Like I said, I was digging it. I wish the OG Ninja Turtle Adventures, the Archie's ones, I wish those made these. They made omnibuses like this, because those have some cool art and those are some cool stories with the characters that I'm familiar with. The ones that had action figures and stuff from back in the days that never came out in the cartoon. They come out in those comics though. The problem with those is they come out like they're thin like this. So you'd have to buy like a million trades, man. Like 20 of them. When you could buy them this way and it'd be like 5 or 6. You see what I'm saying? So I'm holding off on those. And then they're like 20 bucks each with the discount. They're like $20. So they're expensive. They're not the cheapest thing. So I'm waiting. Hopefully they make omnibuses like this with those. And once they do, it's an automatic buy for me. Hopefully that happens. Till then, I'll be collecting these, see how these go. Let's check out some of the art on this real quick. Alright, here's some of the art of what to expect. Can be a little... This type of art to me lends itself more to like a comedic tone. And it is based on the animated series on a cartoon, so that's the type of tone I expect. And like in this right here, that looks like give him the whole Spock thing. Pinches the Vulcan. What's it called? The Vulcan pinch. Knock Raphael out with one touch, and people think he's the cool one. Oh, here we go. We got the covers. Alright, we got an idea of the art. I definitely don't want to get more into this because I don't want to be spoiled. Man, like I was saying earlier, Ninja Turtles were my jam. Now, before this, I used to be big into He-Man. Before I started preschool and all that, it was big into He-Man. G.I. Joe's Transformers were okay, but He-Man was the big one for me. So I was stoked with that She-Ra cartoon on Netflix. I've been watching it. It's been pretty tight. I kind of want to talk about it. Make a separate video. I think I just finished episode 5, so I'm about to hop on episode 6 today. So yeah, once I finish that, I might go ahead and do a video on it, video review of the whole series. If it's anything near what Dragon Prince was, I'll be happy because I was pleasantly surprised with that series. That series was freaking badass. If She-Ra can be like the main character on that, I'll be good with that. It's the back of it. This definitely looks like more digital. Okay, anyways, let's get to the next book. Bought this one used. It's not in the greatest shape, but it's good enough. It's Sonic the Hedgehog and Mega Man Worlds Unite. That looks pretty tight right there. This is definitely more because of Mega Man, not necessarily because Sonic. Sonic, he's alright, but Mega Man, that's my boy. That I love those games, man. Part one was like, are you serious? That shit was so difficult. I still have those in the Xbox. I bought the complete collection. You can buy them digitally. I still need the second half, the 6 games of Mega Man X. Need to buy those. And I know there's a new Mega Man 11 that's out. I might need to hop on that sooner or later. Those are definitely more my type of games. Those retro games. I like to buy a lot of the old school games. When they're in collections and play those. A lot of the new games, the graphics and everything are cool. When I play them, you can't compare. They're amazing. They're good. But I get bored of them fast. I never pass any of them. I play for a little while. I leave them alone. And with the old ones, I get more into it. I get more hype for them. So yeah, I'm excited to get this. This is a spine right here. Volume 1. So I'm expecting a Volume 2. Also, I know there was I think I seen somebody have a Sonic and Mega Man, like a manga. Here we got Mega Man. This is written by Flynn and Spacianti. Volume 1. Curious to see how many volumes of this there's gonna be. It's an idea of the art. First page. I'm digging the art. Look at you, Mega Man looks wicked right there. See, the Mega Man art is tight. Got no issues with it. Get that right here. Once we get to the Sonic stuff, it gets a little more kiddie. Because Sonic in general, his whole style is a little more kiddie. I mean, how cool and action packed. See, look at the art looks different. Look how Mega Man looks now. I mean, how can you really make a realistic Sonic? He would look totally different because he has a big head and stuff. He would just look weird if they changed his tone from anything but cartoony animation. Alright, let's get to the next book. Alright, you are familiar with both of these characters. Let me know if you read this before. This is Superman and Batman, Volume 4. So I guess this series is not as popular because it's not part of the ongoing, and I think it's not part of the regular continuity. This is just its own separate thing, its own universe. Since I don't collect a lot of DC, I thought this would actually be pretty cool. Just read its own thing that's not part of the universe. Cover's pretty cool with Darkseid there. It has a Magnolia-esque type of style to it. A Magnolia type of style to it. Without the dark shades, but yeah, it definitely looks cool, man. And we got Andy Lanning up in there, who I like, I'm a fan of, so thought it was worth picking up, checking out. Now let me know, I'm not 100%. Let me know in the comments if you guys know if is this part of the continuity where I need to read other stuff, or you can follow this series by itself. This is a spine. Also, let me know, can I just hop in on any random volume because it's volume 4, or would I have to read them in order to know what's going on here? I'm thinking you would have to read them in order, but I don't know. Because I used to read the Justice League by Grant Morris. You could kind of just hop in somewhere and there are little 6-issue story arcs or 3-issue story arcs that you don't need to know the previous story. You know what I mean? So I'm curious if this is similar. Alright, let's check out some of this art right here. This one had a tight cover to it. I was digging it. It's DC, so you pretty much know what to expect. I know Volume 1. I think Volume 1 has a little bit of Michael Turner also. Michael Turner did some of the art on the first volume. So I might go ahead and get that because I do like his art. Some people don't. It's not for everybody. But I enjoy it. I like definitely the way he draws women more than men. He draws men a little weird for me. Like, I feel like their upper body is really big when he draws them, and their lower body is like, their legs will be kind of thin, and their waist, then their shoulders and chest are huge, like too disproportionate. So I don't like the way the guys look when he draws them. I do like the way he draws the women though, very like elongated and like slim. This looks pretty cool. I believe these are the guys from the Fourth World. I'm not. Oh well, yeah, that was Darkseid earlier. So yeah, that's exactly who they are. Alright, we'll leave that there. Alright, the last book of the haul is X-Men Mutant Massacre. That's the book itself. Same cover, the trade paperback as the oversized hardcover. Now, anytime a new X-Men omnibus comes out, I'm with it. You know, like I'm stoked for it. But this one's particularly, this one is probably my favorite X-Men storyline. Is the first X-Men crossover that it ties in with X Factor and other X-Men titles, and the first one that really made it feel like a universe where they intertwine and stuff like that. So it has a lot of significance as far as that. I'm not familiar. I don't know if there's been other big crossovers like this with Fantastic Four or Spider-Man before this. The X-Men titles, X-Force, New Mutants, so forth. Gambit, Wolverine. Outside of that, I was definitely grew up in the Image era with all the Image creators, Spawn, the Max, Gen 13. Those were my thing. But I read this as an adult. I didn't read this as a kid. And this is a great storyline. So this omnibus is probably the one I've been most excited about as far as Marvel or as far as an X-Men omnibus. Definitely been this one. It's got, I believe this is Alan Davis on art here, but I'm not 100% sure. Has a burgundy color to it, which I'm digging. That's the first page. This got some good stuff, man. My copy came all fucked up. God damn it. Just saw this. Can you guys see all this? It has like a big... It's going through a lot of the pages too, is it? I usually don't return my stock trades book when they come damaged. I usually just keep them because it's usually not a big deal. But man, yeah, it's all creased up. Just through a lot of the pages too. I think I'm gonna have to return this one. It's probably gonna be like the second book I've ever returned. I remember this having a lot of like wonky art. Like some of it was cool. It was inconsistent. Some was good, some was not that good. But the stories themselves were always good. Now you're gonna mess with it. I'm gonna have to go see what's up with all this. Ay. The design on it, everything here is cool. And the dust jacket, this is cool too. Yeah, you see the dust jacket over here. Like I said it before, I'm glad that all the X-Men books have this on them now. Because before, not all of them had that. So I'm glad they finally all have this and they're in suit. And it looks like they're going to keep doing this for the rest of them. For the rest of the line or whatever. So yeah, the design's perfect. The content, to me, it's a must-have if you're an X-Men fan. This is probably a must-have as well. Okay, guys, that's all I got for you today. You already know what's up on the links down below. Check me out on my social medias, Goodreads, Twitter, Instagram, and so forth. I'll link all that below. And during the course of this video, you'll see those icons on the screen so you know what to search for. And also, I'm gonna put a link down below on Omnibuds Cafe. Put the YouTube channel down below. Check me out there. We do live streams once in a while. So go ahead and check us out right there and get to meet a few other collectors. And you know, if they have channels or whatever, you'll find that right there. Alright guys, I'm gonna let you guys go and check you out next time.